It looks like the Catholic Church has appointed a new mascot for the year of Jubilee, which is next year, 2025. And it's caused a lot of controversy. I don't know if it's just because of my algorithm. I'm loosely associated with Catholic Twitter, so there have been a lot of arguments about it. Her name is Luce, and as you can see in the photo...
We mentioned this yesterday, though,
yes.
Right? Just for people who might not have been here.
Yeah, this did come up yesterday, but as you can see in the photo, she is like kind of in the style of manga, anime. She looks more like a chibi character to me. She has blue hair and a yellow raincoat and green boots, and she has this little shepherd's crook as well. Mm-hmm. And I think she's very cute. And I was not sure how to feel about Luce when I first saw these posts, but I realized I didn't need to pretend to hate this to seem cool to people online who think that they're really trad. And that's like such a niche community that most of you probably aren't familiar with it. But to simplify it for you, there are people who think that there should be guitars in mass, and there are people who think there should not be guitars in mass. And the people who are against the guitars in mass are more likely to be anti-Luce.
Wait, the people who are, so the people who are against the guitars in mass would want nothing to do with Luce. It's not
That's
serious
modern
enough.
music, shouldn't be in mass.
This
is a modern art style, so they don't want it associated with anything to do with Catholicism. But I disagree, because it's not like you're displaying this in a church or anything. It's literally just a mascot for kids, basically. Okay. This says, Archbishop Fisichella says the mascot was inspired by the church's desire to live even within the pop culture so beloved by our youth.
Okay.
Luce will also serve as the mascot of the Holy Seas Pavilion at Expo 2025 in Osaka, Japan. And I went through the explanation for each detail of her outfit.
Okay.
She wears these green boots with dirt on them. And
I see the dirt there.
Yeah, the dirty boots are a symbol of humility and a long, arduous journey. And the green is to represent hope. And she's wearing rosary beads that represent a life filled with deep prayer.
Okay.
I just think it's a cute... I like it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I don't like it. I think
so. There's meaning
people
behind
are looking
every
for
aspect
reasons.
of this?
Yeah, but I mean, people are looking for reasons to be mad, and I don't really get it.
I mean,
the one thing I'm aware of is that allegedly the artist who was assigned to create this mascot for the Vatican also has in the past created pride art of some kind, celebrating pride. Like, I don't know of that for sure. I don't even know the name of the artist, but that's what I've heard. That's the rumor. And if that's true, I feel like that's obviously a bad look, but I don't think it should stop you from liking this specific piece of art.
Yeah.
You know?
In the chat, I think Sketch Therapy said rainbow rosary ? It's not a rainbow.
No, it's actually,
green
I looked
and
into
yellow.
this. The rainbow color rosary does not represent LGBT pride. The rosary that Luce is wearing is called the World Mission Rosary. It was created by Fulton Sheen.
I mean, that just sounds
in 1951.
very globalist to me, but I'm probably wrong.
Well, the colors of the rosary represent the 4 main mission territories of the world.
I mean, I kind of like that there's meaning behind every aspect of the art. Mm-hmm. Like, that's good.
It's not just random anime character. Pop Culture Junkie said, I am so gloriously happy that you are growing subs. Great to see a decent percentage of the population needs to save time by having you filter all the online crap and present only the tastiest morsels to them.
Well, exactly. Well, then some people complain that we don't cover the right stories, but it's more about what's fun.
It's about having fun at the end of the day.
In a lot of ways. You can't be it's really funny because people think it's about being mad, but I get animated about certain topics. I certainly have my own feelings about the Quentin Tarantino one that we'll get into, but it is one of those things where you have to leave it at the door when you're done. You know, like
yeah, we immediately forget everything that we cover immediately after the live stream ends. It's weird.
Like, I don't go home and stay mad about it because I'm kind of a pragmatist, and I'm like, look, if they want to waste their money and they want to continue to fail, that's their business. It's not going to hurt me.
Right.
Like, I've got a lifetime's worth of movies that I can watch forever, and I would never have, like, I literally wrote like a 8-paragraph thing about about the show Roswell on Twitter last night at 3 a.m. about the start of season 2 of Roswell. I'm
glad that you're passionate about it.
But I'm just saying, like, you would have material forever. Like, I would love for everything to be great and for all the movies to be awesome, but let's be real, it was never like that anyways. Everyone remembers it that way because classics have been made, but everyone then compresses time down.
Yeah, but the bad movies back then were bad for far different reasons.
That is very true.
I think that's the reason why people say everything sucks now.
Yeah. Well, it's the same when people say that everything is unoriginal. I'm like, no, it's just that nobody ever talks about the original stuff. Yeah.
Well, guys, let us know what you think of Luce, whether or not you're Catholic. I want to know your
Does the blue hair, is the blue hair make Luce a feminist? I saw somebody in the chat mention blue-haired feminist.
Well, look, I've had blue hair before, and I've always been aggressively anti-feminist. So I don't think that's necessarily a reference to anything political.
You'll know this better than me. So I imagine, and you can correct me anywhere along the way, that one of the issues when it comes to Catholicism spreading its message is that there's that battle between people who want to hold to tradition and people who want to grow and reform. I know me and you have had discussions. It's really funny when Mary will get in depth with me about like inner like battles in the church about people saying you should only go to Latin Mass. And I'm like, you should maybe worry about just getting people to Mass at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny
let's
how
start with getting them to Mass at all.
someone who doesn't go to Mass knows this common sense principle better than people who go on a daily basis.
So I get the reason for the fear of like the rock bands and stuff like that, because they feel that tradition is slipping through their fingers.
Well, it weirdly connects to Hollywood because Hollywood is constantly chasing after the appeal to the modern audience that doesn't exist. And weirdly enough, it seems like not just the Catholic Church, but other churches in general have been falling into the same error where they think people are flooding out of our churches. Let's try to make our churches resemble more of the world instead of distinguishing what the church is for. So let's make it look and sound and even teach more similarly to the world. To bring people back in, but that's actually completely counterintuitive.
It doesn't make any sense to me because once they leave, they can go anywhere. What you should be looking to do is separate yourself from the real world to find people that are looking for that similar path.
Now, I would feel differently about Luce if they were, putting up statues of Luce in churches and treating it like it's some kind of religious icon.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing as just coming up with a cartoon for kids.
Like, I'm just picturing like what the meetings are in the Vatican Slack about branding.
They're talking about Luce. They are not talking about Conclave movie.
Is there a Vatican Slack?
I bet there is.
I bet you there is. There's or does the Vatican look? They're old school. They've got Microsoft Teams. There's a Vatican Teams channel where they can talk about all things that they're working on.
No, they only write letters.
Look, I get it. I get the eternal battle to try to find people to, get people to find your message and kind of fight this creeping modernity that seems to infect every aspect of culture. It's one of the reasons I think so many people see what we look at today as modern Hollywood or identity politics as a form of religion to begin with, because it does seem to gobble people up and you're not allowed to question things and you have to fall in line. And when it's so baked into the culture on every level, but offers you the freedom of not thinking of it that way, it's very hard to break people from that and push them towards something else. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.